you, they wouldn't have crashed. Looking back, you are very wise, you know, just at the time that you were stupid. So, the market we address in a socio-economic development way is the lost youth. This is just one of the articles we like to refer to from Dr. Renette Tooy. And it's published on the web, and it emphasizes the problem that we have a huge component of what we can call lost youth. Those are wonderful talents, wonderful people that are just lost to us as a country and an economy, okay? So I'm not going to go into the detail. I think this is well known in this room. What we do, my past plays to this. I've been for 30 years in international entrepreneurship. We have taken technology from innovation, if you like, from nothing, industrialized, commercialized, took it international, listed a number of companies overseas. So we've been very lucky. It was a fantastic sandpit. But by 2002, things happened, and I got fed up with that, bored, I would say. But there was a bit of a crash in 2002, you may remember. I was part of the crash, still hurting. So one rethinks your life, and also thanks to our training at Harvard, which was a serious intervention, I ended up that understanding that my heart is to see our people fly. To stop this nonsense of stratification, divides, our wonderful people who do not have access to what the world has to offer. So these slides came from there, where we have haves that has health, wealth and happiness and more. They have an abundance of knowledge, experience and resources, and then we have not yet haves. I mean, God gave them most of what they need. And I can only agree with Martin Luther King. God made no junk. Guys, really, I would like somebody to look me in the eye and say, God, you made junk. I would like to see that. I haven't had anybody with the guts yet. The not-haves are in need of education and health and knowledge and so forth. They have a scarcity. So what we have tried to build is where we create a cooperative community of leader forums that can give access to the nearest upmarket areas and the nearest people coming up that grows the economy. And we try to create those flows, connectivity. So should you do research with NGOs like us, you should get access to the upmarket business areas and the indigenous community at the same time, so that you can do research. You know, there's one research project here, I believe, coming on nutrition. Now, what is the difference of nutrition in Potchefstroom, in Ikageng, and if I go further from Potchefstroom, it gets different again. It will be fantastic to do research right across at the same time. And not this group, that group, we're all people, guys. So, I just want to make it, it's not an eye test, okay. I just stumbled on this website that says responsible contact in data management. We've used other online training courses to train our teams in respect for ethics and data collection rules. And I learned slowly that we from outside can't change research rules. Not even us here can change research rules. So people from outside must learn to respect the rules. And I'm happy in the areas we are involved to teach them with you. That's a big problem, is that the people don't respect the data collection, and then the data is less valuable. So in the past, we have supported many masters and doctorate studies. You know, 2 recent masters, to collect their data took them 3 days. Because we could set it up, we could organize it, and they could come in, do their thing and go away. Now, that's fantastic. I know. Social facilitation often generates research opportunities. Recently, we did a social facilitation outside Potchefstroom in Ikageng, Municipality of Clockwork, District Kenneth Kahuda, Dr. Kenneth Kahuda, and they had to drill a huge number of holes for verification of dolomite. And we had some fun stories, you know. At points, the community got very angry, and when our social facilitators sat down with them, it turns out they confused dolomite and dynamite. And these were miners, so you can understand they hear dynamite. That's the closest word. And here the people are drilling holes. Now what is the next thing that happened in a mine after they drill holes? With dynamite. Do you think they are not going to be angry? Of course. That project never had an hour delay. And they really said the community helped them, gave them water, everything. So social facilitation and assistance to data access. The quest then is, I went and asked several people about what one should say here, and the one thing that came out that I understood for the first time why consumer science sits with environment and water and agriculture and so forth. And it's simply that the environment and agriculture and consumer science are all on the ground at the same time, close to the people. And consumer science, the consumer behavior, is so important. And the quest for sustainable research, sustainable government, sustainable industry, all of that quest can only be reached if it is driven by responsible consumers with insights, responsible voters, citizens, and that ought to be where supply and demand meet each other. As Adam Smith said, the insights in the responsible sustainable development agenda, relevant research, should be given by responsible citizens and so forth. Research, I believe, based on easily collected data, more cost effective, ought to be the magic bullet that makes the consumers understand, government understand, and business understand. Who else can do it? Only you can do it. Okay, please. This is one of the areas, this is Potchefstroom. You can see Potchefstroom on the right-hand side, big houses, low density, big university, big sport fields. You see Ikageng on the other side. You notice the big road in the middle? And you notice also the industrial park in the middle? Guys, that's history. And we are not going to quickly get rid of that. So what we have achieved there, we now have forums where the people from uptown engage easily with downtown and downtown up. We had so many people that were terrified. If we take students from the university into Ikageng, the parents called the university and said, "Whoo, you can't go to that dangerous place." Once they've been there, they make friends. Funny, huh? So, the 4 areas we can offer at the moment are all the same. You all have the nearest uptown, except the 4th area we'll come to, they don't have any uptown. Engage partners, we engage business, civic, civil, education, cultural leaders, all in the same forum. Guys, that took us years that we are polite enough to achieve it. The problem was that we pushed our opinions. That was the stupidity. When we stopped pushing our opinions, wow, it started working. Now we create cooperatives that pull them together. This is a team where you have business people, councillors, church leaders, and young people being trained. The one lady there, for instance, went from cleaner a year ago to successful manager of a center with 50 computers and 8 employees working for her and teaching professors computer literacy. Honest to God. So, many of the professors at Potts are very scared of the computer stuff. They know that. I'm not telling you a secret. So guys, infrastructure-wise, we engage existing centers in schools, multi-purpose internet cafes. We fortunately now get CSI and BBBEE money to establish more computers. And we also train people at the centers. They get backpacks with a certain bunch of stuff in it, connected to the broadband, and they go home to home every day. We found that the mobile devices, you can't go into a home with a mobile device, you know. Nobody can see the thing. You've got to have a proper computer, and in the backpack they carry a 21-inch screen, because many of the older people can't read the small stuff. So what we are very proud of is the last point, that most of the funds that flows for research, development, anything, 75 and up, stays in the community because we train trainers. Okay, very proud of that. It works like a pebble in a pond concept, that you create another pebble with more ripples, another pebble with more ripples. It's that kind of concept. Teach one, teach 10, etc. We promised in that area, APSA gave the first 600,000 and industry gave another 600,000, and 12% of the money went to Northwest University for research. 12% of all the funds, revenues and investment, we paid to the nearest university for research, which is why I was keen to be here, because we are not engaged. We were engaged and now we are not engaged with Unisa. Prof. Shahia and them resigned, so I lost my engagement. So it is a train and train program, online support, infrastructure, access to the existing forums and structures, and very strong teaming approach. The districts we are active at the moment, Kenneth Kaunda, that is widely around Potch, Nkangala, that is up from Komslanga across to Witbank. You can see the districts there in the slides when you get it. They are nicely numbered, and on the web there's pictures that will take you there. Guys, lastly then, it's all about working together with the complexity. Between research and anybody, you have an area, and then the core. If all of us grow, the core area grows. The mistake we make, business wants control. Academia wants control. Government wants control, and nothing happens. So hence, support the others. I normally do this slide, my time is up, but basically, if I would click on it, I can come back if I come up. So I'm just going to say thank you and go to questions, and if nobody has a question, I'll come back and play that other slide.
Thank you, Mr. Visagie. I think we have close to 15 minutes, so we can open this time for questions.
Perhaps just on this slide, it is the way we put computers into home centers that we train. They also become home virtual call centers, so they can, disabled people can run a home in a call center from home, making up to between 5,000 and 8,000 a month at home, delivering valuable services to the community in an honest, sustainable way. You restore pride. And when you see a person who's been stuck, open up, self-esteem, self-worth, pride. Now that's when my heart concusted. Okay, that's what I do. But guys, without research, verification of data, I said earlier to Mariette, that every time I go through my academia research, which the project paid for, right, I come out blue and black. I heard, I breathe, and I appreciate it. Because remember, I crashed my businesses because I didn't listen. Now I'm listening. So we need research more than you need the data. I'll be frank about that. So please don't ask too much. It hurts. Because we need the money for the people. Okay, so that's why the yellow circles. That is our dream.
Thank you again.